and welcome back. This is episode 203 of NooBTooB, a weekly independent podcast where we are talking about
bunch of stuff.
All sorts of shit. Like, you know, we're getting in that soft game area, but it's all right.
Yeah, and it's going to be really crazy pretty soon.
Yeah.
I am Yuzo Watanabe.
Yeah, and I'm Tobin Kozaire.
Yeah, and this week we are talking about a bunch of games. We got Metroid Other M from the Team Ninja.
Yes.
What Did I Do to Deserve This, Oh Lord 2? Actually, I had to change the name of that because of copyright
Should change the game, too.
Hey, we'll talk about this game later. And, of course, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
Yes. Next week is Civilization 5, Deathspank, Thongs of Virtue, and Etrian Odyssey 3, The Drowned City. The only thing that's not on this list is Leighton. It's already out, but we're not reviewing it till next week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing the hell out of it this weekend.
Yes. So let's get started with Metroid Other M.
How do you get the sounds right?
Na, 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 na.
I missed that. I missed it from the fucking game. Like every time I picked up something, I was expecting that sound.
That sound.
It didn't come.
Yeah, no,
I think didn't all the Metroid Primes have that?
They might have, because you've got a lot of Metroid sounds. I mean, like some of the other stuff, like it feels like the shooting sounds were the same as
some of it
as Metroid Prime.
But dude, when you pick up like a new weapon,
you
right?
want that song.
Instead, you get, I authorize you to use this. Right? I mean, seriously.
It plays a little bit of music thing, like when you find the missile tanks. And all
Yeah.
that stuff,
It's unfamiliar, which gives me a little...
I don't like change.
I am a Metroid fanboy, and I don't like this change.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Metroid The Other M.
Yeah.
They took it from the Retro guys and gave it to Team Ninja.
Yeah. Which is weird to say. Like, I don't know if they took it or if they gave it away, because I mean the thing is the Metroid Prime game has made a bunch of money, so it's not like they're being punished by giving their franchise to another group. I don't think
so, because they gave them Donkey Kong Country Returns, so that's what they're working on now.
So they got plenty of
and Team Ninja, they did did they do Ninja Gaiden in the Dead or Alive guys? So the same guys, I think.
I don't remember.
Somebody will correct us, but I believe that's the same guys that did it. And they're like, oh, we lost Itagaki, the guy with the fucking sunglasses and all that. So he went
super cool guy.
Yeah, super awesome. So now they're like, what do we do? And they're like, Nintendo's like, here you go.
Here you go.
Why don't you
make a new Metroid?
And they changed it a lot.
They changed the premise, right? Like they if you play the gameplay, actually that's true. The gameplay's different too.
Yeah, a lot different, and that's what I think is striking about this game, right? If you look at from what they did to the Super Nintendo era's Metroid, those are all kind of very similar 2D side scrolls.
Right.
They went to Metroid Prime first person.
Always first person.
Huge difference, right? Yeah. This one they're like, we kind of like first person.
Right.
I kind of like 2D stuff. And I like 2D/3D stuff, so let's just all throw it into the game.
Yeah,
that's kind of
there's no 2D stuff.
Well, it's effectively 2D because you're like in one of those corridors.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
and it's 2Ds with parallax. You can like turn to a ball and go through the little hole and then go to the other one, right?
Yeah.
So it's weird. I've never really played a game that kind of threw all these different perspectives.
It's interesting. I mean, like you go from when you're running around, it's a fixed camera third person. So you're running around. You can go to a ball and you'll get into these weird little flat areas where it's just like just kind of fixed above you. But then it's not like you have to push any buttons. You just point the remote at the screen, and suddenly it's like, wham, you're into first person wherever your model was looking, and then you can lock on and shoot missiles and then go back to playing. So there's no nunchuck. It's all just the Wiimote.
Because when I was playing this game, I'm like, wow, like why are they making hold it sideways? I really hate playing this style for a really long time. I'm just gonna get my classic controller. And then I was thinking, and then they said point the thing there, and I'm like, ooh, whoops. I'm gonna need to do that a lot.
Yeah.
And you do. I mean, like it's weird because you use it to scan things.
Yeah.
You use it to shoot missiles. Like that's the only way you can shoot missiles.
That's right. You have to be using first person.
What else do you do? And also, whatchamacallit for
well, you do it when you're looking around. Like if you're stuck in the first person mode, they make you look for items on the screen and stuff.
Yeah, which I had issues with.
That's kind of weird.
That's a little annoying. The detective mode that they have.
So this is getting a lot of buzz on the net because a lot of people that are big Metroid fans are furious about not the gameplay. They don't even mention the gameplay.
Oh, I have some things about the gameplay.
Well, but I'm just saying, like all the things I'm reading, people are just like, I don't like that Samus talks. I don't like that Samus talks.
That bugged me.
Really?
Seriously, like not the fact that she talked, but everything that came out of her mouth sounded dumb. Right? I mean, they picked like the worst voice actors who just talked, I talk like this. Right? It was just like very robotic. And like, when you always think, like when you were a kid, when you found out it was a girl, right? Like you were thinking, man, she's probably like really smart, really awesome, really cool. And I'm listening, she sounds like an idiot.
Well, I always thought that she would sound like a female Duke Nukem. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying? Like, I thought she'd just kind of be like, fuck this, you know, just like
They're fucking smoking a cigar.
She is
like
all by herself on an alien planet, killing everything she sees. You know, like I mean, I know what you mean. Like she's smart, right? She's figuring out all these.
And look at
clever
Zero
puzzles.
Suit Samus. She's like, you know, cute and all that, but you don't expect like just kind of like no brain
anime girl.
Yeah,
like that is. I mean, I'm not saying it's good. I didn't like it at all. I'm just saying. It's interesting to watch all these fans completely turn on this series. Like people are just like, this game sucks
just because of that,
because of the cutscenes. And it's like, I did not like the cutscenes. I hated them.
Yeah, they were really.
They were really
and it's not
bad.
just the voice acting. The voice acting across everything. The writing was terrible.
There's nothing good about them.
Yeah, I mean, I was just sitting there and just like, what's awesome is like I'm playing the game, I'm really getting into it, I'm shooting, killing things, and then bam, cutscene.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, or like my gaming momentum just stops entirely. I have to watch. Granted, it's not long, right? It's like a couple of minutes.
And they don't
like 3-5 minutes.
They almost never happen later in the game. So I mean, it's just like it's all to set the stage. Like you walk in and you're on this fucking whatever.
What's the story?
She lands on a rock and there's already these soldiers there. So she decides
for
to help
distress signal,
them.
right?
Right.
And like my understanding is she used to report to one of the guys there.
Right.
So there's this weird sort of relationship. I don't know what the deal
is.
Now
she's an independent agent, except this guy is allowed to tell her every weapon she's allowed to use.
It's
like you don't report to that asshole.
She's a bounty hunter. Yeah. It's like imagining like the Imperial officers or like whatever, the Rebel Federation telling Han Solo like, no, sorry, you can't do that anymore, and him listening.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they're like, Boba Fett, you can't use super missiles. No super missiles. And maybe later.
Yeah, and your jetpack doesn't work right now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Right, exactly. And Boba Fett's like, eat a dick. You know, just like, seriously, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, it's just like, I understand. Metroid, you have to get your powers eventually, and you probably had them, you turned them off, but like, who the fuck says, like, if I'm a fucking super soldier, regardless I'm reporting to you, if I have something that's going to help me in life, are you really going to prevent me from using it?
Yeah, how about this? Her craft gets shot as it's landing, and it blows all of her cool weapons off her, and then she finds them all over the planet.
Yeah. Oh, there's one in a tree.
Yeah. That's just like every other game. You just go find your shit. It's not like you'll be in the middle of this big fight, and the guy's like, well, you can't kill these guys without your ice beam. I guess you can use it. It's like, and then over the wireless, it's like activate. Yeah.
You know?
It's like, why does he have the access codes to your fucking stuff?
It's just the stupidest idea ever.
So all of that stuff, like so you take the and then the last thing that I really hate is, like you said, the investigative mode. For no reason at all, you'll just be in the middle of the plot, and all of a sudden it's like, you heard a noise.
Boom. First person mode.
Yeah.
Right, and then I'm looking around, basically what you have to, it's like find the pixel. Like there's these fucking games in Walmart. You go to Walmart today and you pay $9.99, you get these, like, there's billions of them. There's like hundreds of these find the pixel games.
I've never heard that.
Or they call it hidden object games. It's just screen and just like, oh, there it is, I got it.
I've never heard of that genre. So
next time you're in Walmart, go there. There'll be like the haunted castle. You look, it's just like the cheesiest shareware type stuff.
Is it like
$9.99?
Find the liberal at NASCAR?
It's basically like Where's Waldo in that case.
There's like one dude wearing a hemp hat. There he is. Fucking stone the commie.
Exactly.
Right.
But yeah, so it's like, but that's the idea of the game where I'm looking around, and you're like going all the way around, and they don't tell you what you're looking for.
Nope.
They don't make it easy for you to actually lock on, because like usually you can lock on to something that's interesting. My thing would go right over it.
Yep.
Right.
You have to like sit on it, and it's usually like something stupid. Like the first one at least is easy, where the bush is shaking. You can see that shaking.
Yeah.
These other ones are just like
the green blood
somewhere.
One?
The green blood one. I actually had to go and look on fucking GameFAQs.
I was there for 10 minutes. Yeah. I was just like, okay, I think it's that truck.
Right.
I'm gonna like nope. No. And I go this way. I see 3 guys. I can actually see their names, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. You see what they're looking at on the ground.
Oh, and I'm like,
so you're like, there's a building. No, there's a tiny spot of green blood on the ground, and you're supposed to look at that, and you're like, oh, the fucking alien blood.
Yeah, it starts a cutscene.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point. It's just like, do I actually want to be rewarded with a cutscene for spending all these things for finding this one thing? It doesn't make any sense.
So those are the things I don't like. So the gameplay, I fucking love it. I absolutely love it. Like these things that we're complaining about are 1% of the time that you're playing the game.
I wouldn't say 1%.
I would. I mean, once you get later in the game, it's all gameplay.
So they don't have any more.
I'm
about 4 or 5 hours in, and there was a lot in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there was a fair bit, and then I got to that fucking scene with the car, and right around that point, it was that point too, because I was just basically going around, and I'm like, okay, I just killed this big ass boss.
Right.
I go to first person mode, and this is one of my hugest pain points of this game so far. You go to first person mode, and you have to walk. in first-person mode, which
Yeah.
is like slow as hell.
Right.
I walk through 5 rooms.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I trigger something. I kill some stuff. They make you walk back.
all the way back, yeah.
And it's just like you keep doing it. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like walking first-person isn't fun. Why do they make me do so much of it?
That is a good question.
Do they do more of that kind of
I
first-person
haven't seen
stuff?
that again. I haven't seen that again. I'm about 8 hours in.
Okay, so maybe.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the thing is there's pain points. But when it's working, you're running around and the whole world has the old Metroid complexity, right? Like where it's like, you start to get these things where there's platforms that fall if you jump on them, you can freeze them with your freeze beam, and you can like find secret places to roll around in.
Yep.
And then
there's a lot of that.
Later on, you get Turbo Run, where if you run in the same direction for a while, you start to go super fast and you can leap like 50 yards
There's a fucking
over
missile tank that I have to get with that.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
And
which is
you
Metroid, yeah.
So that's if you're running forward, but then there's also these levels where if you're running, you go into super run and then you let off the forward run and you push jump, you leap 50 feet straight up into different levels. Like there's all sorts of shit exploring, like way up
like when I'm
top.
playing in the beginning of the game, I'm just like, oh look, there's a missile tank way up
Yeah.
there, and they do that. And the thing that bothers, like I could put a good 4 or 5 hours so far into the game. Do you know how many fucking super missile doors I've seen so far?
A lot! And super bomb doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a game that's going to reward the backtracking. And
And
stuff.
all of that stuff is fun. Like once I got something that can unlock something else, it was really neat. It was really cool. And they do a lot of it. One thing that I noticed that was different from the Prime was that I didn't get as much of a feeling of exploration as I did with the Prime ones.
Really?
Well, because what I felt with a lot of them, maybe it changes. Like, let me know if it changes, but it's kind of like different rooms, right? And they're very like linear. It's just like there's sometimes there's ledges, but it's pretty rare, right? It's just you go from here, you go to here. So I'm going to combat room 1, exploration puzzle room 2, boss room 3, and then I'll go back. But it's not like I'm in Prime where I'm in this huge environment.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like I'm in a world. I felt like I'm immersed as opposed to I'm playing a video game. I mean, did you get that?
Well, but I mean,
or?
Metroid Prime 3 was all in a space station. I mean, like I guess for me, like
There's
that was
some big areas.
There
though,
were.
right?
That's true. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and the thing is, this still has big areas too. I mean, like if you remember, there's like some of the big spiral staircases where they go off in many directions. But I mean, I know exactly what you're saying. Where in sometimes it does,
compressed.
but
I don't know
think
why.
that there's so much of it, and there's so many things where the paths branch off. And
That's
all
where
this
you
stuff.
find a little more.
And the cool thing, like one big thing that I like a lot, is in Prime. A lot of times there'd be secrets hidden in places, and you have to go back and just kind of look for everything. And I do like in this one that they tell you little blue dots where they're like
That
there's shit
was
you
really
couldn't
awesome.
get.
Yeah.
So you look and you're like, well, do I have the ability to get this? No, but then you don't have to memorize the whole game so that 6 hours from now when you get some cool thing, you go back and you're like, where the fuck was that missile door?
Instead, you look at your mini map and you're like, "Ooh, blue dot, blue dot, blue dot, blue dot.
Here's
I just
stuff
got
that
this
I
new
can-
thing. I'm
Yeah.
going to go run all those things."
Right.
Do they? So I noticed one thing. They had like little like fairies or little lights or something like that. What are those hints? Because I found one where I saw it. I'm like, "What's that?" And I rolled in there, and then it took me to a missile thing. Like, do they have those in other places? I don't know if you saw that.
I don't think
in
I
one
saw.
of the rooms.
I don't think I saw
Maybe
that.
you didn't get that missile.
Maybe I didn't get that
I don't
missile
know.
thing. So it's like, I guess they could have little hints on maybe like the tougher to find areas.
Yeah, that makes sense. But like Metroid in general, I mean, they took a lot of the concepts of Metroid. One thing I kind of wish they kept from Metroid Prime is the scanning. So in this one, you scan something to know if you have to use a certain weapon on it. You scan something to get slightly more information, but there wasn't kind of this collectible aspect of scanning all the monsters.
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, because then you'd have to go into the scanning mode and you'd want to pick stuff up.
You want to like scan them before they kill you.
Yeah.
And now there's no point, right? Now you scan them, and that's actually just you can shoot a missile at them.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So
They took that out.
that part of it, like for some reason, that added to this kind of like I'm in an alien world, where the Prime games I really loved, where I'm here, I'm gathering information on the flora and fauna and doing all this other stuff, and here I'm like, I'm playing a video game. It's a little weird. It's not bad. It's just different.
Yeah, interesting. So, I mean, for me, I've been playing it as much as I can squeeze in every night, and so far I haven't.
Until Leighton showed up.
So there's going to be a contest. There's going to be a contest this week because I've been doing this thing where it's like because I know for a fact that when I put down Metroid, it's not getting picked up again, right? Like, it is. It's the only way that I could pick up Metroid again is to start over because I don't want to do this whole like a month from now hop into the middle of Metroid. So I've been doing this thing where I've been really sticking with it. Actually, I do like that about Metroid that every time you start, synopsis of what's been going on.
I think a lot of games are doing that now. Dragon Quest 9, I started like I have no idea where I was in Dragon Quest 9. All of a sudden you start and you hit the X button is just like blah 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 blah, right? It's just all
which is awesome.
Yeah, for us that we have to like drop games and restart them a lot.
And we've talked about this many times times before in games where it's just like it is difficult to go back, and you're right. I think that they've really started listening to gamers where they're like, I might go on vacation for a month, I get sick, whatever, and I come back and the game's like, here's where you were.
Yeah.
Just so you know, like that way in your brain, it's as if you put it down yesterday.
Yeah, it's like, I want them to go one more step to like have a little section in the main menu which says relearn all of the intro stuff that you did, right? Especially like what did I forget? Oh, I forgot how to do like I put down Metroid for like 3 or 4 days, and then replayed it again. But like I was doing I didn't know about the charge one. Where you can hold down the button.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it took me like a few fights, but I was just like, I could do this again.
Yeah.
Which would have been
true.
nice.
I mean, like it would be kind of nice to have a little control.
Yeah, because you lose the muscle memory. Like I already know, like with Vanquish, I've already forgotten everything.
Yeah,
and I know they're going to reteach it to me again, but it's just like I'm gonna have an issue if I don't pick up that game again.
It's funny. I mean, like these days we're getting to the point where to pick up a new game is really to kind of like drop in a new set of programming. Where you're like, okay, this game, there are 20 buttons on this controller that I'm using. You're just like, all right. Okay, now this is shoot, and this is, and then a lot of times all these special things, right, where it's like Vanquish, I've never seen a slide thing before, so suddenly you're basically dropping new instructions into your brain, where you're like, okay, there's no, like it's not like there's no roadie run or whatever the fuck from Gears of War.
Well, there's that, or there's like the various like mission, like the levels where you're like, okay, well I have to know this level, I have to go here. Like remember we had this big issue with Banjo-Kazooie, where I tried to pick it up again, and I couldn't even figure out how to get to the next like level I was supposed to play.
Banjo-Kazooie is like a perfect example of punishing. Like Banjo-Kazooie, if you sit down and play through that whole game in like 2 days, it's awesome. But if you like go and make a sandwich, and you come back and you're like, how do I get to the fucking the land of the butterfly queen? And you're like, oh, that's right. You swim under the lake and tickle the frog's ball sack, and then like go up through the land of lava shits. It's just like. It's
you knock 3 times.
Yeah,
and then, you get in there.
It's crazy.
So I'm glad they're actually adding a few things for us older gamers that lose our memory a lot. So
anyway, for me, I mean, I absolutely love Metroid. Like I'm willing to forgive the other things, and I think it's right now.
I like it. I think it's really good. I would say more of a rental to that level. I mean, I think the Metroid parts are great, but there's these other things which really screw up the game for me.
They are crappy.
They're crappy, and there's a lot of in the beginning. If you don't have that much like I don't have that much patience. You have less patience than I do.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like the first few moments of this game, but like from what Tobin's saying, like you unlock it, they actually get rid of a lot of the bullshit.
They do, and like I'm willing to forgive the fact that I agree with all you guys that they have shit all over the character of Samus. Like it is
so bad.
It is almost unbelievable how lame they made her.
Yeah.
She's fucking lame. But the game's really good, so I don't know.
Yeah, the game's really good, but they make you stop. They make it stop being good for a certain amount of time. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
just ignore that part.
Next?
Just pretend that it doesn't exist. So
yeah, actually, so Team Ninja, don't do the next one.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, or just do the gameplay, which was pretty good.
Yeah, whoever did the fucking writing, like
enough with
fire
this.
that guy.
Enough with this.
Talking.
We don't need this. So next up.
I'll let you say it.
What did I do to deserve this shitty game, oh Lord, 2?
There's no shitty game.
Oh, is that not what it says?
No, it's not. So what? So this game is a sequel to the other game that you hated.
Hated it.
So I can talk a little bit about what the game is. You're basically managing a dungeon, pretty much a dungeon, except you have to dig around it. Right. So you have Badman. You are the god of destruction, and you got to put Badman somewhere, and then build stuff to build an ecosystem of monsters
to protect him, right?
Protect him. Yeah. So I don't know if you remember playing.
And then good guys come in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So good guys are coming in from the top, and you've built this dungeon that they can't get through.
Yeah, well, they have to fight their way through. And you have to build up monsters. So you have to build dragons. You have to do all this other stuff to actually do that. So I don't know if you played Dungeon Keeper.
Yeah.
So it's a very similar concept where you're kind of doing that, but on a very more basic level.
Right.
So what I loved about this game was that you actually had to learn the rules of the ecosystem. Right. You start out, you hit the thing with nutrients, and you make a slime.
Yes.
The slime goes and picks up other nutrients from other blocks and deposit them in other blocks. When enough nutrients have popped into one of the blocks, you can hit it to make an ant.
Yeah, that's also,
The ants can eat the slimes to make more ants.
Yeah. So did you feel like the tutorial was really good in this? Like,
in the first one, no.
Okay, so in the first one, I remember being really, really frustrated where like I'd get the ecosystem started, and then it wouldn't really do what I wanted to do after that. Like I would kind of have dudes walking around, little slimes and shit. I'm like, what next? Just fucking where's the button that says make the shit I want to make?
Well, there's this weird thing where it's all indirect.
Yes.
All you're doing is just like, did you ever play SimAnt?
No.
God, see, yeah.
Does
So
it sound like something I would play?
Probably not. But there's these like class of games where like SimCity, like you're basically not like directing traffic. You're not making all these things happen.
Yeah.
You're just changing all these things about the environment, and then things grow, things happen, and then maybe it's just, you just don't have the thing in your brain that gets that tick, like I just made a police station or things like that, right?
I don't,
but I do. It's just like if you like these sort of simulation games, like, and then what's sad is that nobody's bought this game. The name is terrible.
No, it's awful.
Marketing is non-existent.
Yeah.
But if you buy this game right now and it's like a budget PSP game, it's $30. You get the first game too.
Oh wow!
So you have to.
So they're punishing you.
Punishing was awesome. No, but you have to do left, right 10 times.
It's hidden.
It's hidden.
Okay, that's actually kind of cool.
Entirely the first game.
That's actually kind of cool.
And what's awesome is if you finish the first game, it unlocks stuff in the second game.
Oh.
So.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's some cool stuff. But anyhow, so with this game on top of the first one, what they did is they added stuff like mutations. So now, you're not going to care about any of this, but if you have something and like if it's starving, then that could trigger it to turn into something much more powerful or much more weaker or something like that.
Okay.
The thing that really sucked about the first game, the one thing that I didn't like about the first
was
game,
when the power was on.
when you were playing it,
when I wasn't done. Yeah.
Is that the game part of the game was like one level, you would do it, you'd send one monster, one hero at you, the next level, 2 monsters, and you have to save your dig power, because every time you hit something, you lost dig power.
Yeah.
You have to save your dig power, you have to basically, build this amazing dungeon from the beginning, and then like it got so impossible after the third level.
Yeah.
Like third level, they throw like 4 guys at you with like
and
heavy power magic users and all that. It's just tough to figure out.
Yeah.
So instead of making the game that where you have to do actually like 12 ridiculously hard waves, they've split it up into different lands. So each land has a much smaller number of waves, so you can actually complete a land.
So you feel like you're not being shit upon.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's really like it's punishing.
Yeah.
Like if you don't figure out the way the slimes, and that's what the game's about, way the slimes move, how they do it, how to optimize it so that they put all their nutrients in the right place, how to actually balance the number of slimes versus the number of ants versus the number of lizard men.
Yeah.
Now you have this added thing of I have to treat them a certain way to make the mutations happen.
Right.
Not interesting at all to you.
Oh God, no!
But like crack.
That sounds like something you would do to me if you were mad. It's just like a punishment.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I know that you like that stuff,
I love it.
And there's a lot of people that agree with you that kind of stuff is fun.
Like the people that like SimCity, people like any of these, like even Roller Coaster Tycoon, any of that. I think you're gonna get a kick out of this game. It's the retro style is done really well, where they actually have him talk to you, and he's funny.
So the differences between the first and the second are like this mutations, the
minimal,
the kind
actually.
of the pacing.
Yeah. They added some new monsters.
But generally speaking, it's very, very similar.
You're still making the slimes drop the nutrients, or the sprites do the same thing. So it's the core mechanic is the same, and the core mechanic is addictive to me.
Yeah.
So if you didn't like the first one, you'd like the second one. But for $30, dude, PSP, and you get both games. Like,
I mean, if you like that style,
awesome.
I mean, it sounds then it's like $15 a game, right? That's cheap as shit.
Yeah. So highly recommend it. I'm really sad that more people don't play this. If you're like a Tobin gamer, stay the hell away.
Spend your money elsewhere.
Yes, maybe on the next game.
So next up is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
2 PSP games. Wow.
2 PSP. Yeah. When has that ever happened in NooBTooB? Like we fucking never, because I mean, it's a soft period right now. Like we didn't have any big major, like 360 or PS3 releases.
No, you're right. I mean, the next one we're waiting for. Well, I'm waiting for is Dead Rising. I don't know what game you're waiting for. Assassin's Creed November. I mean,
no. Oh yeah, I don't know.
There aren't much.
What I'm waiting for this very moment is I'm waiting for you to leave my house so I can play Layton.
You're looking at this isn't here. You would actually be playing it right now.
I actually, it's like I'm just like, tell them about the other game you used. So that was kind of cool.
Well, you could actually ask them.
You can figure it out, Luke. Yeah, just like asking them for hints. Yeah. Guys, what do I do in this thing with this stuff? So Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep is their new version. It's kind of like an extension of the Kingdom Hearts 2. Actually, what it is a prequel to Kingdom Hearts 1. So it's
in between 1 and 2.
Sorry, no, it's a prequel to 1.
Oh, to 1? Oh.
As I understand it.
So it's 0?
Yeah, it's 0.
Okay.
So it's...
So Sora in it and all that stuff? So far, yeah, who knows?
So that is... I would say that is my first complaint about this, is that the way that Kingdom Hearts tells stories is starting to vastly diverge from the way that I like to be told them.
I have the exact opinion on that.
It's weird where, maybe I'm misremembering. Like, I feel like the original Kingdom Hearts was like, your boy and you hop in, and you're working with all the Disney characters to defeat evil. And I'm just like...
That's how I remember. I remember playing the game a lot, actually, like doing stuff.
Right. And it's just like, oh, here's a level, and there's the bad woman from...
Yeah, you go through like... whatever.
You know, like from whatever movie, and you're fighting these guys, and
you
you're
do
fighting
like maybe 2 or 3 conversations, right? Like, left and right, and then you're playing.
And then it's just like you're in these really, really detailed worlds where the goal of them was to recreate the feel of the movie that they're imitating. So it's like you hop in and you are in 101 Dalmatians or you are in these other things, and that was the lushness. It was the mechanics of Square Enix with the graphical style of Disney. It was the intenseness of Disney design.
Yeah, and Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, I think, nailed it.
Right.
Right.
And what's happening now is that we're getting this vast non-Disney conspiracy, right? Like you go in and it's just all these things. It's like these characters that aren't Disney, and there's all these kids like floating in a mystery world, and people being carried around in the dark, and you're waking up and you were from another world, and you don't remember that you were from that world, and now you're in this world.
So I still had your PSP when I got burst by sleep before giving it to you. I was playing this game and watching cutscenes for 20 minutes, 30 minutes or something like that. And then I played for a little bit, and then I saw some more cutscenes, and I'm like, half an hour has gone by. I have not played this game.
Yeah.
Here you go, Tobin.
Yeah, I mean, the first hour of the game, there is about 4 minutes of gameplay. Like,
what the fuck?
It's so different. Like, it feels so Japanese in a way.
That's what it is. It's Japanese.
It is. It's
totally Japanese.
Intensely Japanese, and it's... The thing that kills me about it is it's just all this incredibly bad anime style storytelling. You know, where they relate to each other in ways that we don't. You know, where it's just like you and I don't like these stories where they're like, we're going out for the big test tomorrow. You can do it. I made you this amulet for good luck. I just wonder if this amulet, it's just like, it's like all this internalizing.
Well, teenage boy, always some cute girl who's your friend, right? It's like, it's the same fucking stories over and over again.
Right. And it's not the storytelling the way that we like it, where, it's just kind of, we like it to be given to us, where they're like, I'm friends with all these good guy Disney characters. These bad things are happening over here, and it's just like,
Save
you
the
understand
world.
it. It's like protagonist, antagonist, whatever. It's not just kind of like emo, whiny bullshit where it's just not plot development, but just kind of you're watching characters just be mopey for a while.
And it's weird because like Kingdom Hearts has done this. They did that with that other the GBA one.
Right.
Was it GBA or DS?
It was the DS one.
It was the DS one. Yeah, the DS one, which we hated. It's just like they're really shifting everything towards there. And I hate to say it's because it's a Japanese thing, because I can point to at least one game where they do that, where you don't play the game for a fucking hour.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid?
No, that we liked.
That's Japanese, yeah.
That we liked. Fucking Persona.
That's true.
So it's just like
that's true.
If you can tell the story the right way, I'm kind of okay with it for the most part.
And Persona stories was fascinating. It was really intriguing. So that aside, so you take that, you take all the cutscene bullshit that I don't like, you hop into the game. So the game has really, really good fight mechanics.
Really?
Like,
okay, yeah, we
actually
played a little bit,
very well fleshed out fight mechanics.
Keyblade?
Keyblade.
Right,
so
cool.
Keyblade and very detailed spell management. So
you're
picking up spells, you're leveling spells, you're balancing the spells. So it's like you can decide, and you're getting more slots. You start with three spell slots, and then you're like thunder and charge.
You kind of
and
switch
this and that.
the priority of them or something like that. Yeah.
And then you're casting them throughout a battle. They level up, and then when they get to certain levels, you can combine them. So, like, thunder and ice becomes like icy thunder, like and
icy hot.
So, icy hot, like fucking ball dropper, like spanking. But so it's this crazy complex thing of
that
like
sounds kind of cool. It
is kind of cool. So that, but. So
now I want to play it.
All that's kind of cool, and then not only that, but there's 3 different characters, and you can actually summon the power of another character where you're casting their spells.
Wow!
And when you combo together, like you can, if you cast a bunch of thunder spells and then fill up your energy bar, I forget what they call it, when you get a lot of successful hits, then all of a sudden you can go into thunder mode. So there's actually different modes that once you fill that stasis bar, depending on what you'd been doing while you filled it, you go into different modes, like Spell Weaver, Thunder Dropper, fucking Ball Tapper, whatever.
That sounds pretty freaking awesome.
It is. So all that is very cool, but the world is empty. It's it
Is there
doesn't
Disney shit
have.
at least?
There is so you'll walk around. There'll be this really big, empty, boring plane, and you go into a really big, empty, boring castle, and there is the prince from Cinderella, right? So you talk to him, and then you walk through really boring castle, and you walk through this outside really boring woods, and go to another really boring place, and then there's like the bad women from Cinderella, the stepmom, evil stepmom.
Are the levels even like some intricate with like multiple levels and like jumping? Because I remember Kingdom Hearts 1 where
they were multi-level.
It was interesting, right? But like I remember playing some of it. I remember in the TGS when we were playing it, it was just like you were crossing a bridge.
Right.
It was seriously like corridor all the way down. I was fighting. I'm like, wow, these fight mechanics are pretty awesome. But I kind of hope there's more to the level.
There is not. So every level is you walk from point A to point B and fight an endless horde of similar enemies with a really cool combat style. You know what I'm saying?
I like that though. But
exactly. Like
I'm not willing to put up with all the other.
And that's the thing is,
what a shame.
I love the mechanics so much. The game is just so fun to play.
Yeah.
But there's no there. There's no world.
Shell. There's no like structure.
And the world just feels so sad and empty that eventually it's just beating on whatever enemies pop up over and over and over again.
You know, I bet it's probably because of the PSP. The fact that you're on this portable thing, and you know the characters look really good, and the animations look awesome.
Right.
They don't have any more polygons left.
That's true.
Right.
They can't make the world be
for just random bricks or random bushes or anything like that. Right.
Is that true? I mean, is the PSP really that limited that they couldn't have made just a detailed environment?
I mean, not because if I remember the characters you're playing, they look awesome.
They do. They look fantastic.
Right? Like,
and their movements look fantastic.
Right. The animations
enemies look good.
And the spells and all the combat looked really awesome. And so I think they just put all the thing there. I mean, what else would they do? Because Square Enix can set a scene, right?
Yeah.
You look at the Final Fantasy, you look at all these other games, they're not barren wastelands, but this one is.
You're right, and the one on the DS was a barren wasteland, if you remember.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
So
maybe it's the Kingdom Hearts engine that just fucking sucks.
It could be. I mean, I think you're right, though. I think that they take these worlds and they realize that to the anal Japanese otaku,
they don't care.
They don't care. They want super, ultra, mega detailed fight mechanics, and then just an endless horde of faceless enemies to just wail up on and power up fucking
really bad
progress
story.
quest. Yeah, and story. So you fight and fight and fight and fight and fight. Cutscene, fight and fight and fight and fight and fight. Cutscene.
You know what they did? They're like, we're going to make 99 Nights and put some Disney stuff around it.
Shit!
That's what you got tricked into playing.
I got tricked into playing 99 Nights. No, actually, the combat system is clearly way more evolved than 99 Nights. But you're right. I mean, it's in a sense, the spirit of it is 99 Nights, where it is
hitting the button over and over again.
But the nice thing is like the thing that I hate about those is there's no skill to them. There is genuine. I mean, like I was in fights that like there's this big like the pumpkin carriage from Cinderella and a couple of the other big bosses. I had to fight 5 times to beat because they're not fucking easy. I mean, like
you have to grind. Or is there a grindy even element in the game?
It's actually even better than that. Like I never had to grind, but I had to learn the block sequence, like when it attacks you, and I would learn how to combo the spells and like summon my buddies and do the link and do their spells. And
that was the only way you can beat them, basically.
Yeah. To be good at it. So I mean, all that is it's fantastic that they put this much work into the combat system. But the game is just—there's no joy. There's no magic.
There's like no reason to even draw you back. Really.
Right. I don't care about
you have
the
Layton,
characters.
you have this, and like So, what are you gonna give it?
I don't know.
Come on, dude.
You can't rent a PSP game.
You can. I've seen them in Blockbuster.
Okay,
but even then, thumbs down rental.
Yeah, I mean whatever. I
didn't like this.
It's not my kind of game. Like I know that there's going to be it's getting good reviews. I mean, it seems like the people that are obsessed with Kingdom Hearts are enjoying it, and you guys have heard why I didn't. I mean, like there is no doubt that this is probably the best combat system I've played on a mobile platform. Like it's the first game where there was combat where I didn't hate the PSP. Like I didn't mind the controls.
Didn't give you the nub envy or anything like that. Huh.
No, I mean like it felt wonderful. I just didn't care. And that's all I can say about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, like I can already tell, like you were saying, I think Square Enix wants to tell stories in a way that is not entertaining to me.
I don't want to be told that way. Yeah. They don't work in my brain because they're not compelling.
Well, it's the same thing with like similar complaints to Metroid, where like I'm playing a game, I just want to play the game.
Right.
When I want story told to me, I want to have when I see a speaker, I hit the button and it's playing while I'm still playing the game, like in BioShock, right? Or I want to like scan it and then at my leisure open up the menu and then read the back history of this, like in Dragon Age or in the old Metroids.
Or have it be modern and witty, right? Like I want it to be written to me as an adult. Like if you look at Uncharted, they're kind of making wisecracks and making like
but they never stop, right?
They do. I mean, there's cutscenes where it's like you're actually just watching him have his little
and
breakdown.
they do a really
and you
good job. Yeah,
but it is modern. It's one of these things where it's like you laugh. You know, you're kind of like, oh, haha. It's like watching a good movie as opposed to kind of bad, old-fashioned storytelling in games.
Yeah, where I think actually it's probably a part of just like Japanese culture in general, where you have like the animes and mangas, and it's just like they do recycle the similar stories over and over again. They don't. I mean, like actually mangas. Some mangas are actually going way out there, telling all sorts of crazy stories. So it's not really that, but for some reason in JRPGs and Japanese games in general, this trope that they use is young kid, girlfriend that's nearby doing something, but then now
and
it's
usually
like
older person that's super cool that you look up to.
Yeah,
there's like always just somebody that you're like, oh, I wish I could. His hair is all floppy and shit. You know,
and that person has a girlfriend with bunny ears always, right? Always.
So I found the conversational equivalent of ... in this game.
What?
If you look at the hour of cinematics in the beginning of Kingdom Hearts, it's. So,
wait, what?
So like seriously, just watch. If you go back and watch these things, so it'd be like some guy will come up and he's just like, I'm ready to fight the beast, and they cut to Sora or whoever, and he's like, and they actually make this noise. It's like a little surprise, like. And
I don't think that's not the same thing as ...
But it is because they pause on their face, like it's filler.
So I think so from Japanese culture, my understanding of ... is I disapprove, but I'm not going to say anything. Typically, right? Like you actually see, like if you read the interactions, they're like. Actually means like the equivalent in the U.S. would be like fuck you. That's ridiculous.
That's usually like somebody being all mopey too, right? Like,
true.
Like,
they're like ...
meow.
Yeah.
Whatever. The point is that fucking sucks. Like, but there's the.
I don't. What's the equivalent? I think it might be like this and then an exclamation point.
Yeah.
Like that. Actually, with the lines going out.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just finding that I like Japanese storytelling less and less, which is sad.
Yeah.
But
I love Japanese, like some of them, like fucking Death Note was awesome.
That's true.
Some good stuff.
That's not fair of me to say that. You're right. It's the way they tell the stories in games. Like I liked Death Note. I liked Cowboy Bebop. I liked a lot of these other things. Yeah, it's the way that they're going. It's the Square Enix style, like mopey storytelling.
It's mopey emo.
Yeah.
This is the thing that I really don't like. I think it's just must be something where I must be cool with kids now. To be like disaffected and be like,
and I mean, you think about it, like the persona of otaku is mopey emo, right? I mean, it's just kind of like super loner, idolizing girls. Really like they're writing it. That's them. That character is every Japanese boy in an arcade, right? Like I think that's who they identify with.
That's a good point, and we are no longer that.
Yep. So, boop. So next up, new releases. Civ 5. Are you going to get this?
I am amped. Yeah. It's been sitting encrypted on my hard drive for the past 3 days.
You're like typing in passwords like AAAA, AAAB, AAAC. Give me the fucking game.
I'm on CCCCD and it's still not working. It's ridiculous.
It's not fair.
I know. So it's just sitting there. Like it really pisses me off because the whole fucking market is like, okay, well we have to wait until it's available in stores, even though it's done.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's too bad that you can't get it early. And you know what they might start doing someday?
What?
$5 to get it a week early. Oh!
I would have paid it for this game.
You would have.
I totally would have.
So there you go, free $1 million, right? For these guys, like just paying to get games early. It's coming.
Yep, I'd do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Civilization 5, I'll do a full review probably in 2 weeks because it comes out pretty soon. I am so stoked about this. You got hexes.
Yeah. No, I know you're pumped.
No stacks of doom.
Yeah. We talked about this before. I'm so psyched for you. Your happiness makes me so happy.
Oh, man. It comes out the day.
I can't wait to hear about this game.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, you should tell somebody else.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a certain, I'll just do a solo show for a little bit. Like, talk about the Civilization
we'll just
show.
play a video of you talking about it for 10 minutes, and then it'll be like, and we're back.
Or actually, I have a video of me playing it. Just like, check this out.
Oh, my God. Awesome. Fucking hexes. Yes.
Yes. That's gonna be fucking shoot. You know that?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Civilization is awesome. It comes out right on the day of my paternity.
That's awesome.
So I have 6 weeks of taking care of a kid and playing.
Your paternity test?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
That girl says it's yours.
I know.
Yeah. So you're gonna be off work for 6 weeks playing Civ 5. It's like a little gift to you. So next up is Deathspank, Thongs of Virtue.
Wait, so What?
Didn't Deathspank come out like last week?
I think in July,
Yeah.
2 months ago, this game came out. So this is a sequel.
It is a sequel. It's not an add-on. It's not DLC. This is the same engine, and they've made an entirely new Deathspank game.
This is from Telltale, Hothead Games, right?
Yeah.
So they're all about episodic entertainment with
Right.
the Penny Arcade games.
Yeah.
2 months seems a little short.
Yeah,
to
but
me.
I mean, that's how long it takes to beat the first one. I mean, if you want to do episodic
that's true.
such that you always have something to play by them, then I guess,
But 15, I mean, like, I don't know if I'm that amped to buy it. I mean, like, I'm not done with this game. I'll go back to it eventually, but I'm not done with the first one. Like, are you going to go out and buy this game?
Actually, I probably won't. Because, I really liked the first Deathspank.
Yeah, it was great.
It was really fun. I played through a bunch of it, but then at some point it got punishingly hard. Like, it got to be kind of sloggy where you were really just kind of hammering on bosses and replaying levels and stuff like
blocking
that.
a lot more, I noticed. Yeah.
And there was a couple parts that I finally got to where it got to be more work than fun, and I stopped playing. And I'm assuming... So the thing is I support them so much because the humor and the game design, like, it's not a bad game, it's just that I didn't enjoy it later on.
So you think that you'll
like
probably
the
get the same
collecting,
experience again? So it's just like it's not. To me, like the gameplay doesn't seem that different.
Right. It's
that's
not.
just
I
like
think it looks very similar.
They apparently, so I was reading, like, so the Thongs of Virtue is there's different thongs of different powers, and they're basically all different mini bosses. The Thong of Justice.
Yeah.
But one of them is a thong. Was it Thong of, like, Gourmet or something like that?
Yeah.
Apparently, so to fight that person, you have to do like an Iron Chef style combat where you're collecting ingredients, and
that's awesome.
It's kind of neat. So
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of curious about that. But this is going to be on my to-be playlist probably for the Christmas doldrums.
I
right?
will. So what I'm going to do is when it comes out, I'm going to get the demo. And if there's enough of a hook there that's different, like if they show me some new gameplay, or maybe even just tickle the parts of my brain that like their humor, I may give them the money just to encourage them for playing. Maybe I'll play this until it gets too hard too. Who knows? I mean, like, if you look at the games that are coming up, I'm not going to be playing Civ 5.
Nope.
I'm definitely not going to be playing the next game on our list. And once I beat Layton, which I almost promise you will be this weekend.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
I fucking love Professor Layton so much. I'll probably beat Layton. I'll have nothing else to play, so I'll probably dive into Deathspank. So we'll see.
Cool. So give that a try.
Next up, game I won't be playing.
Yeah, Etrian Odyssey 3, The Drowned City.
Yeah.
So if you go back probably 130 episodes.
Long time.
A long time ago, we reviewed Etrian Odyssey 1.
Yeah.
Hated it. Like,
Yeah.
really, really hated this game.
Yeah. I hated it so much that I had erased it from my brain.
I was just saying, like, hey, Tobin, look, they're coming out Etrian Odyssey 3. You're going to play that? You're like, maybe.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's
I'm
that?
like, don't you remember the
Yeah.
cartography game?
No.
And you're like,
So you made me. You like loaded up a video
Here's
and
the
you're like, watch this video. I'm like watching. I'm like, oh.
you could see the fear. Like, all of a sudden, these memories just came out of nowhere.
I had blocked it out because it is the opposite of fun for me. Like if you imagine, it's like it is nothing that I want out of gameplay.
Yeah.
You're walking around, drawing a map, making little notes on the map. You're like, here is a chest I couldn't open. Meow. You know, it's just like you go around and it's just, oh wait, I can color the floor blocks in one of 3 different colors. And if the game is so fucking boring that you don't want to walk from point A to point B, you can draw arrows on the ground, hit play, and watch him walk the level you
like
drew.
draw out a path, because you're taking an old school, like really old school RPGs, like Wizardry, Might and Magic, and then putting it on the DS, which, you know, great. I think nostalgia, that's pretty awesome. But, like, I remember playing those old games and taking graph paper and drawing the things. You had to define all the secrets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't recall that part being the fun part.
If somebody had given me a map fully drawn, I would have just used that.
Well, you should be like, but I really like drawing on graph
I wanted
paper.
to draw it. Yeah,
Right? Actually, I remember there was like one game at one of the Heroes of Might and Magic. All of a sudden, the little box in the corner, mini map that uncovered as you walked. I distinctly remember that moment. I'm like, this is awesome.
Thank God. Oh yeah, I mean the best thing in Legend of Zelda was when you got the level map.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. It was just like fucking thank God. I've been walking around like I don't have to keep drawing this shit and trying to remember like which walls I've tried to bomb.
Yeah,
and
which thing you've pushed in what direction. It's just like
no. So there is literally nothing about Etrian Odyssey that I have any interest in, and then the combat's just standard turn-based combat. No innovations there at all. It's like fight, items,
spells,
escape,
flee.
Yeah.
What's weird was like we got so much shit for shitting on this game. I remember from Etrian Odyssey fanboys. They're like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for a reason. So I'm like, I'm kind of curious that if I'm bored to try it, just to see how painful the cartography, because the cartography looks so unfun.
Yeah. Why would you even want to try that?
They've got to have somehow made it fun. I'm just thinking, like, how do you make cartography fun? And no, you're not.
I mean, you can try and let me know. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be poop, and you're going to come back and be like, it was poop. But like we've always said in the past, if you guys want to send in a 60-second review of the game and why you love it, we'll play it on the air for the people that are like you. It's not like, we don't. It's not like you get all the haters on there where it's we get these things like you don't like Etrian Odyssey because you like dick in your mouth. It's like fuck you. I was just like we just don't like it. Yeah. There's nothing personal against you. If you love it, awesome.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, certain gamers have certain things that tickle the certain part of the brain. Yeah. And if you look at, like, game designers, they actually know exactly what they are.
Right.
Because they will build a game catering to one of those things, right?
Which is why we were so impressed with Lara Croft last week.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Where Lara Croft, they knew that there's like 10 different kinds of gamers, so they put in something for everybody.
Exactly. And the best game developers will do it. Like with Nintendo, they'll do it with all the Super Mario games. They'll do everything. They'll add together. So it's just like this game is what you call hardcore.
Right.
Hardcore meaning one very specific type of gamer is going to love the hell out of this game. Yeah. And who are we to say that it's a bad game to them because they don't love it?
It's
like, whatever.
It's like people that beat Demon Souls.
Hey, dude, Demon Souls is still a good game. And I will play more of it when I get a chance.
I want to go back and find the clip in the episode where you said you'd go back to it, and I said you never would. It would be so hard. And I knew that I was right, that you'll never go back.
Actually, the guys who are doing Demon Soul are now making a cross-platform game called Project Dark.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to give that a try.
All right.
Hope it's as hard.
Yeah?
Yep.
So you can not go back and finish it?
Why don't you tell me when you finish Yakuza 3? Let me know.
Shit.
The game that you love so much.
Shit.
Gotcha. All right. Each week we like to donations.
Yeah. So the donations, thank you this week to Casey. Casey has given us a donation, like we said, at PAX. All of the pizza and all that stuff for PAX was from your donations, all of our web hosting.
Yep.
You guys keep us running, and thank you very much.
Yes. And also, Shoop winner number 102, thanks WikiMonster for putting this together, is Tobin's Quest for Booty.
Never-ending quest for booty.
El Mano, have you seen it? The one where like the girl's asking you, I forget what it was. So basically, it's just like, you are soliciting.
Yes.
Somebody.
It's kind of like every day of my life, really.
Pretty much, yeah.
So thank you guys very much for doing that, and congratulations to El Mano for shooping the shit out of me.
Yes.
Thanks.
Each week... Are you looking for another shoe? Is that what it is? No! That's bad. No, don't do that. Okay, each week, like
the cock in his mouth.
No!
From that one.
No!
Do the dildo right in his mouth.
Stop. Each week, like feature NooBTooB arm in the show. If you have a funny question, interesting story, or whatever, please call in.
Yep, you can contact us toll-free at 888-233-8480. Send your files to feedback@noobtoob.com. Also, please post them as video responses on YouTube.
Yes, please keep all videos under a minute if you want to be featured on the show.
And don't forget the yow. User's mouth.
No.
So, first up, oh my god.
Dude,
oh my god.
What is up?
Hello. Slayer417 here from Ohio, and I want to tell you guys about this new game I found on the net called Minecraft. It's a pixely-style game that's based upon survival and construction. You can get the game on their website for $12, and there's a free Flash version, which I think is really lacking in what you can do, but it gives you a good feel of how the game is played. I thought you guys might want to check it out. Thanks. Yow!
So everybody on YouTube for the past 3 episodes says, have you tried Minecraft? Have you tried
We have
Minecraft?
never gotten this many comments about a game that I can remember. Like,
yeah.
It has been a long time since everyone, the whole fucking world is like, play Minecraft, play Minecraft, play Minecraft.
Yeah, the word of mouth around this game is
huge.
ridiculous.
And it's just some indie, unfinished alpha version of a game.
Yeah, so my understanding, so I've been reading a lot about it on Reddit. Like, it's the new game that they basically all pouncing on. There's all these stories about it.
Yeah.
But, like, so they're talking about it, and I haven't played much of it, but, like, my understanding is you're just clicking shit and getting, like, construction materials to build other stuff.
Yeah.
But they have this weird survival element where at night stuff comes and kills you.
Yeah.
So you have to build shelter for yourself. And it's kind of this weird... I can't explain it, but it sounds kind of interesting.
It does sound interesting. So the thing is like when we first started getting hype about this about 3 weeks ago, I went, I Googled it, found the free Flash version, and I played it.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it. Like I was wandering around, and it's like this big, just everything's just kind of big, ugly blocks, as if it was made from like Vermal on the web in 1999. It's just like this
really
big world
bad
of gritty.
textures.
And then when you click stuff, the blocks disappear. So I was just like, okay, brr, I was like clicking on stuff, and then I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. And then I clicked on a bunch of stuff, and I fell through into like an underground cavern, and music started playing. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. And I'm like running around the cavern, and I started digging around. There's like lava, and then lava started filling the hole. So I'm like digging really fast, and the lava's pouring in after me, and I was like running around. And that was it. Like I ran around and clicked on shit, and I was like, okay.
There wasn't a game.
There's no game, and maybe I didn't stay long enough for it to switch to nighttime and have the survival horror thing.
I think. Well, everybody on Reddit, they're all saying that basically, don't play the Flash version. Flash version sucks.
Right. So I did the wrong one. So we need to. I
think we need to buy it.
We need to. I mean, we trust you guys. Like to get this many comments, like hundreds of emails
feedback.
and comments.
I'm impressed. So at this point now, like after Civilization's coming out, so you got to have to give me a little slack. I'm probably gonna be playing that, but I think it's gonna get some doldrums like a little bit.
I want to see what the hype is. I mean, like I don't know if I should wait until the game's done. Like this is the alpha, and if you go to their website, it's like, oh, it's full of bugs. It's blah blah blah. But there's something fun there because I don't think it's just because it's cheap. Because otherwise, people will be playing cheap games on Xbox Live.
I'm hearing addiction. I'm hearing I played this game for 8 hours. And and all I see is just like, wow, you're clicking on stuff and making things go away. So I just don't get it. So now I'm really curious what is so fun about this game.
Yeah, and like we said, we trust you guys. So we will try it. Thank you very much for the recommendations.
The number 2 on the list, I think, after Minecraft is that Amnesia game.
Yes!
So have you heard much about it?
I actually watched a video of gameplay.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
It looks scary.
It actually looks like so here's the trick in this game.
Yeah.
You can't attack.
Wait, what?
It's a survival horror where the only thing you can do is run and hide.
I don't know if I like that game. That's kind of scary.
The thing that I saw, there's this video on the net that looked so fucking terrifying. So you run down this hallway and you open a door and like somebody's clearly being beaten up on the inside. So you hear them screaming.
Yeah.
You open the door and there's a big fucking monster. So you run into a room and then there's a closet and you hop in the closet.
Oh no!
And turn your flashlight off. So you're in the dark, and there's apparently a button where you can push the door open a crack, and like you open a crack and you see something shuffling by and you close it, and you open a crack and it's like shuffling by closer and you close it and you wait, and then you open a crack and there's nothing in the room. And he's like walking out, doing all this stuff. So I was watching, like I'm scared just watching this. And I imagine if I was playing it, it looks like genuinely, and the sound design looks really good. The graphics look like poop. It's very old school.
Yeah, sure.
But it looks
that might be good if it's like just dark all the time.
It's indie. It's like 3 dudes.
Wow.
It's really small.
My understanding is like it might be the same as I did Penumbra.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard. So a lot of people were actually telling us to play that game. I never got around to it, but this one I think it's on Steam for
pretty cheap,
like
15
or 20 bucks. So that's also going to be on my list to give a try.
And thank you guys. We really do appreciate when you guys give us recommendations like that because we like catching up on the indie games, even if it's not for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But we're coming up on a time when there's not going to be that many games. Like October is usually really empty.
Well, actually, no. October is the crazy month.
Well,
because
November is the crazy month.
September, October, November, typically are like really big. Then December dies.
Yeah.
But October has a lot of stuff.
All right. Well, then we'll see.
That's what I'm worried about.
Like
we'll try to slot it in.
Yeah.
But Civ 5 will be coming out. Dead Rising 2's after that.
Into September doesn't have all that much coming out either.
Yeah, for you definitely.
Yeah. Thank you guys for recommendations. We will try that out. So next up is Dalton.
Hello, NooBTooB. This is Dalton from Grove, Oklahoma. And I just wanted to hear your thoughts on the new Xbox 360 controller. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's all shiny silver. They updated the D-pad somehow. I'm not sure about that, but I'm looking at pictures here and I'm seeing that the buttons are all white, gray, and black. Kind of confusing. I heard online people are going to have trouble with the QuickTime events in games like Ninja. Oh crap! What's that Ninja game? Anyway, they're gray and black. People are gonna have trouble with the QuickTime events, and it's $65, really expensive. I'm not very excited. I think I'll keep my old one for now. Yow!
$65 motherfucking dollars for a controller? Are you shitting me?
How much are the regular ones? They're 50,
like
right?
30.
I thought
35?
they were 50.
Are they 50?
49? No.
I don't know.
So we don't know. But
Point is, controllers are fucking expensive. That's
65
crazy.
is a lot. I mean, the thing is, like, my understanding is it also comes with the quick charge,
Yeah.
which typically costs like $10 or $15.
Right.
But so I think the special thing about this is that if you look at the D-pad, you can twist it,
Yeah.
and then the things around the D-pad
Yeah.
they go away.
So
that
it becomes a
kind of like,
Nintendo style.
Yeah, exactly.
X-pad.
Yeah, and then if you twist it back, then you can just do up, down, left, right for when you're playing like a Modern Warfare or any of
Right.
the other games where you need to use it to switch weapons.
Yeah.
So apparently it's supposed to be like help out fighting games more
Sure.
and
Yeah,
do
that
some
makes
other
sense.
stuff. But I already have 2 or 3 controllers. I don't know if I'm going to shell out 65. That's
So I have a big complaint about this. Like
Yeah.
at this point now, you and I, we've had our brains programmed with the Xbox buttons, right? Like
Yeah.
something flashes on screen and it's just like press blah to do blah,
Yep.
and you see a green button. You're like, that's A. A is right here. A is
Yep,
the very
down.
bottom.
Yep.
So it's like you see that stuff. So imagine
Yellow.
some kid. Yeah, yellow is Y. It's the very top, right?
See, I'm just-
So it's like then
Red.
B is red
See?
is B. So
See?
it's like
You got it down. It's
these
just
are
freaking
it is
programmed.
absolutely. I mean, years of us playing Xbox. This is built into our heads just the same way that the
Yeah,
Sony one is with
time,
the
yeah, exactly.
So you imagine some kid gets an Xbox tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he's playing some game, and it's like press A to do whatever, and he looks down. There's 4 fucking gray buttons, and one of them says A. Like he's missing out on the kind of mnemonic memory of it. Like
Well, it's
I
the
think
color
that it's,
memory that's gone. For me, like I always see, like if you look on certain UI, you'll see like a yellow button. They'll
Yeah.
actually color code it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I see it, like I don't think they're going to change the game. I think they'll still keep probably
I think
the
they
games
will.
with the color, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not. I don't think you can plug in one of the new controllers and all of a sudden all the games.
are gray. All the fucking buttons are gray. But
One's
here's the
white,
thing.
one's black,
You never
one's-
have to look at it. Like you're playing,
Yeah.
you're looking straight ahead, and in your peripherals, it's like press Y to do blah. And you know that because in your peripherals, you see the color yellow. You don't read the letter Y. You do not.
But for PlayStation, you do.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't like. I
That's a good
couldn't
point.
tell you what the color of the triangle is green.
Yeah.
The circle is red. Right. See, like I'm having a hard time. I'm
You're
looking
right.
X down.
Yeah.
Triangle up.
Right.
So
which is why if you
maybe-
look at what they did in God of War 3, which is if now you know if the button at the top it's the it's the triangle. So they're working around the weaknesses of the Xbox or the
lack of color.
Of the lack of color.
Well, they have color, but the less prominent. Of
less
color.
prominent color,
Yeah,
right? So
huh.
so the Xbox had this built-in advantage. They've done this brilliant thing of having 4
it away. That's
memorizable
really
colors,
interesting.
and they shat all over it for this controller.
Huh.
So I think that's one of the stupidest things they've done in terms of
I think
controller design.
style-wise, I guess I can. Right, they're going. There's definitely for a style thing, but
Yeah.
you're right. I mean, I'm curious how it's going to affect my gameplay if I ever pick one up. Right?
Well, but
That's
I
gonna
think
be-
you've already been programmed.
So if I see yellow, I'll just hit the top
You're
one
just going to hit
anyways.
the top one. You've already gotten the benefit.
So you see somebody new who gets it.
is fucked.
Yeah, you're right.
I really believe that.
So somebody that doesn't own a 360 now that's watching,
Yeah.
if you pick one up for whatever reason, let us know what the experience is. I'm really curious if
Yeah.
if it's the color matters, because again, for Sony, I don't think color matters at all. Everybody
Right.
just figures it
They-
out.
they figure it out.
But I mean, you look at the actual image of the thing. I think it's just like one's white, one's black, and there's different
Grays
shades
and
of gray,
blacks.
right?
Yeah,
So
it's stupid. Like whatever. It's bad design.
yeah, we'll see how it goes.
So last. I don't even want to play this.
Play
I don't
it.
want to play this. I'm so angry.
Hey, NooBTooB, this is Marcus Curse, just joined the forums. I was looking at an article from GameSpot, and they were talking about how the next Yakuza, called Yakuza of the End, and there's going to be zombies in it. Last episode you guys were talking about, and you were really making fun of how a lot of games were having zombies in it. I was wondering how this is going to affect your opinion on the next Yakuza. Oh, well, yeah.
Zombies.
Ah!
Dude, it'll make it better. It'll make the game so much
No!
better.
Why did they do this? We had just spent we fucking just complained. We're like, God, why do they shit on normally good games by throwing in monsters and zombies, or zombies in particular? And they announced that week at Tokyo Game Show they're putting zombies in Yakuza 4 or Yakuza whatever the
Yakuza,
end.
whatever, yeah, the end. So hopefully this maybe makes you feel a little better. My understanding of the game is that it's not the official sequel. It's not Yakuza 5, because Yakuza 4 was Yakuza 4, right?
Yeah.
This was Yakuza to the End or something like that. So I heard it's a first-person shooter. There's first-person elements in this game.
So from
did you say?
I saw the trailer. So there's
Yeah.
there's a trailer, and it looks just like the game, except all of a sudden there's zombies, right? Like instead of you're fighting businessmen on
Yeah.
the street, it's
So it's Dead Rising with...
It is.
with
It's fucking
Yakuza
Dead
in it.
Rising. I just like the entire fucking point of Yakuza is all this stuff with like going around and meeting all the cool people in the town and the character development, all this stuff, and it's like now it's just going to be mindless zombie stomping to get from A to B to rescue girls, and there's going to be God damn it. And the thing is the other thing that I like about Yakuza is that it's realism. It's like you are in Tokyo. You are in a place that really exists, and that shop really exists, and those people look like that, and the food is really like that.
It's like taking an RPG, like nothing would pay, taking real life and putting an RPG on it, which you never see in video games, typically, right? It's just like,
and then they shat on it. And then it wasn't just zombies. Like, zombies are bad enough, but in the trailer they show a building with like a big monster crawling around it. So it's not just like a zombie infection. There's fucking whatever. There's like dragons and shit.
Well, maybe it'll come out in 2008. Or sorry, 2018.
Yeah, 2018. I'll be 55 years old when it comes out, or maybe it'll never even come here. Who knows?
Yeah, so they didn't release the old school Yakuza here. Remember?
That's true.
They never did.
Oh, you're right. They skipped that one.
For all you are concerned, Yakuza 4, which comes out next year, you'll get a Yakuza 5. You're like, what?
Yeah,
Zombies?
they just skipped the zombie one.
cares?
I totally forgot they skipped the old school one, which is the one I didn't give a shit about.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just not shipping the ones I don't want. They're basing their entire sales strategy on my
avoid
my
Tobin.
taste. Yeah,
don't bother shipping to the U.S.
If Tobin doesn't buy it, don't even ship it there.
Because I think Tobin's the only person that bought Yakuza 2, basically.
I didn't. We got a free copy. They mailed us a free copy. Same with Yakuza 3.
I know.
They got 0 sales in the U.S. Those poor sons of bitches.
Buy Yakuza 3 and wait for Yakuza 4.
And Yakuza 4 is coming
Avoid
out
this game.
in spring of 2011, and I cannot fucking wait.
Yep.
So that's our show for the week.
That's our show for the week. Please check out our website at NooBTooB.com and participate in our forums by clicking on the Q&A tab at the top of the page.
Yep, and if you're watching this video on YouTube, there's a subscription button right up here. And please rate this video by giving a thumbs up on my testicles.
Yes.
That's all for this episode. I forgot my name!
You almost forgot!
I'm Tobin motherfucking Kozire.
And I'm Yuzo Watanabe. Audio engineering is done by Range House Arrest. Strong! Thanks for listening. See you next week.
We're out!